This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Well, joining us today is Jonathan Owen, the CEO of Metals One, following an update from their SRH Rana project in Norway, which is their nickel, copper and cobalt farm-in agreement with Kingsrose Mining Limited. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. Jonathan, how are you doing?
Thank you, Mark. Good to be back with you. Good to see you again.
Well, it's good to be talking. Of course, we spoke briefly before, getting an overview of the projects the company has. This morning's RNS here, of course, regarding the Rana project, the farm-in agreement there with Kingsrose. Could you just set the scene for us, remind us what this project is about and what the current activities on the programme are trying to achieve?
Sure, Mark. Yeah, this is an early stage, very, very exciting prospect in our portfolio. So some people might have heard of Voisey's Bay in Canada. It's one of the world's largest nickel deposits. And the Rana, our Rana intrusion, our Rana project, is potentially of a similar scale and volume. So what we're really looking to do is to prove that. And we've been undertaking through our partner Kingsrose a 5,000 meter drill campaign over the last few months and for the next month or so, to start testing some of the targets that we identified during the geophysical, the airborne and ground-based geophysical work that we've been undertaking over the summer. So, Mark, if you remember, you and I spoke early September. We reported on the results of the drilling around the old Bruven mine. If you remember the old nickel, copper, cobalt mine that sits within our tenements. We drilled around the halo of this mine to really identify if there's any existing mineralization and in which directions these mineralizations are heading. And we identified some very high-grade, massive sulfide areas within the halo of the mine. And we saw that there was unexplored potential to the west and down dip as well. So, so that was a great tick in the box for us. But bear in mind, we've got 25 square kilometers of relatively underexplored territory. Underexplored in the sense that the modern methods haven't really been used, modern technologies and modern modeling methods haven't been applied to the area. So that geophysical work that we did identified a number of other hotspots, potential massive sulfide hotspots or targets around that 25-kilometer area. And now with Kingsrose, we're prioritizing drilling each of those to, as I said, to start to build the case that we've got something of significance, of global significance here. So that sort of sets the scene of what we've been up to and what we're doing. And we're pleased to announce these very exciting results now. The first two drill holes outside of the Bruven mine area. This is within the Rambergen tenement of ours.
So there's a 5,000 meter drill program. Do you know how many meters have been drilled so far?
It's over 3,000 meters so far.
Okay, so you're over halfway through the program then, but with still a couple of thousand to go. So that means presumably more results to follow. What are these early results, or these from this sort of 3,000 so far, these holes that have been drilled? What are they telling you? I noticed there's some sort of quite standout remarks in the RNS. You're talking about it being the strike being open and down dip with several other conductors and rock chip samples remaining untested. So could you give us a bit of a sense? I know it's early stage, but what is a sense that you're getting, or the team, from this 3,000 meter drill program?
Well, to highlight one of the intercepts, one of the two latest holes, I won't touch on the Bruven holes that we announced back in September. They were part of that 3,000 meters. But for the latest two holes in Rambergen, we're picking up almost 10 meter intercept at 1% nickel, 0.3% copper, 0.1% cobalt. So this is high grade, massive sulfide ore. And this isn't just one intercept of, let's say, one lens of mineralization. We then identified additional mineralization below, stacked below that intercept, which indicates that potentially, because we can't drill indefinitely or infinitely, we drill a few hundred meters, what have you, and then we stop. But what we can see is that this mineralization potentially open to depth, so down dip, and these holes are about 150 meters apart. Rambergen 1 and 2, and we can see that there is a mineralization trend between the two. So that 150 meters strike that you see in the report is indicating that there's a continuity of mineralization across that area. So again, it indicates potential volumes.
So we're talking here, you said massive sulfide. So is it really what you're hoping to find is something of significant volume here, and it's really a matter of trying to discover that with multiple drill campaigns?
Yeah, correct. That's exactly right. So it's like building a business case. It's trial and error to start with. Okay, we've drilled some holes in highly prospective areas. Yeah. Those holes alone won't give us a resource, but it will indicate to us, right, where are we going to spend the money next? Now, are we going to step out and expand our knowledge of this ore body, Rambergen 1 and 2, for example, and invest further holes in there, or are we going to move on to other priority targets? So for us, this is straight out of the blocks. We've got a target here which could warrant additional drilling and quite quickly allow us to define a resource in that area. When I say quite quickly, I'm not talking about the next few months, but over the next year or two.
Indeed, yes. Okay. So, I mean, from the start then, just looking at the part of the potential of the asset here, is it looking like it does have significant potential? And when are you hoping to conclude the rest of the remaining 2,000 meters?
Well, it does identify the potential or underline the potential. In terms of the next 2,000 meters, the constraint here is not the weather, it's not the winter, it's actually the amount of daylight. So at the moment we're heli drilling, so the drill rig, the fuel, the crews, etc., are being transported to the drill areas by helicopter. The helicopter can't fly in darkness, or they're not allowed to fly in the dark. So as the nights draw in, bearing in mind we're above the Arctic Circle here, so we have 24 hours of darkness during the winter. We will taper down that drill campaign, and what we don't achieve between now and then, we'll pick up again early Q1.
Okay.
Nights, as the days expand.
We get longer again. Okay, so that means we can certainly be looking into the new year for further exploration going on. Just thinking, Jonathan, between now and then, what work will the company be doing? Is it back to the desktop to start some analysis here?
Correct. Yeah, there's a lot of work can be done still on the ground by foot. So the chip sampling you mentioned earlier can continue. Some of the ground-based electromagnetic and geophys work can continue. There's a lot of data coming in now that also needs to be remodeled and updated in the model. So there's plenty of work to be done, as you say, at the desk and on the ground as well.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much for giving us that update to date, Jonathan Owen, the CEO of Metals One. I look forward to seeing some more of those results as they come in, and indeed, getting a bit of a picture of the potential ore body that's down there. But for now, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.